How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? I hope you all can hear me and see me clearly. If you can, let me know in the chat bar. Let me see who's all on here. Carlos, Courtney, Josh, Crystal, how you guys doing? 7 p.m. sharp. We're gonna get started. Um, any questions you guys have, please feel free during this webinar to just go ahead and put it into the chat. I'm gonna be going through some things, but just answering questions too as I go along. So excuse me. But I want to make sure I provide as much value as possible to everybody. Thank you for your time today. But just a couple more seconds before I jump right into it. Let's get this thing started. But listen, guys, if you don't have pencil and paper ready, go get it. I'm going to be dropping a lot of knowledge today, so go get your paper, your pen and paper right now. Go get it right now. But I don't want to waste a lot of you guys' time. But tonight, a lot of people have always been asking me, Julian, what do you do? What is this thing illegal? What is wholesaling? Do I need money to buy properties? So I get a tons of DMs every single day, right? And so I want to just help people. And so let's go. So today we're going to be covering this. What is real estate wholesaling? The biggest question I've been seeing is, do I need money? Do I need money to do this business, Julian? Help me out. How do I find these houses? Are they on the market or listed with the realtor? How do I find these houses, Julian? I don't know what to do. Definitely going to hit that point for sure. How do I find a property owner? If you do find a property that you want to go after, how do you find the property owner? Is another big question I want to tap into. Making offers to the sellers and speaking to your cash buyers too. These are all big points. People really don't understand the business, and so I just want to cover everything. The most important part: how do you get paid? How do you make money? And so when I started out, I went to college route, didn't have any money, and I was working really check to check. I was just tired of it. So I dove into real estate in 2014. And I kept grinding. There was no YouTube for me to learn from, no Instagram, no anything. And so, fast forward, I'm in this business full time for myself. I want to help you guys do the same thing that I was able to do through hard work, dedication. Let's get right into it. The mechanics of a wholesale transaction. I don't care where you are, if you're in Tennessee, if you're in Alabama, if you're in Kentucky, Texas, every transaction that you do is going to involve these things. The first thing is locating the property. Where do you find these houses, Julian? How do I find these houses? And the first thing I always tell people is there's a couple ways that I recommend, if you're brand new, that I recommend doing this. The first thing I always tell you, if you had no money like me, is going to be driving for dollars. That's the first thing I recommend. That's basically when you drive around neighborhoods looking for properties that look distressed. Distressed meaning tall grass, boarded up houses, broken windows, or tarp on the roof. An old car sitting in the yard, mail stuffed in the mailbox. These are things that people, they overlook. But think about this: no one's going to leave a house just sitting there. Nobody. If that happens, if you see tall grass, if you see things like this, something is going on. Someone may be passed away. Someone may be, inherited a property from a family member, can't afford a payment. Something is going on. That's my number one way I recommend anybody just starting out find deals. We also have what we call cold calling. So we cold call people, to see if they would consider selling their property. I recommend driving for dollars. I recommend cold calling, and I recommend text messaging marketing. So what that means is just, asking people, hey, this is Julian. I'm interested in your property on 123 Main Street. Would you consider an offer? Do it that way. There's also direct mail. Direct mail is also popular. I'm pretty sure we all get, the letters in the mail from the mattress firms, from McDonald's, from Hardee's. This is direct mail. This is a way of marketing to get people to call back into our system to see if they want to sell it, right? So again, you got driving for dollars, you got cold calling, you got text messaging, and you have direct mail. These are the ways that I recommend you get started if you are new to the business, right? Be sure to write those four things down: cold calling, driving for dollars, text messaging, and direct mail. Now, the next thing is going to be evaluating the property. This is probably, in my opinion, probably, one of the more important things to do, evaluating the property, doing your homework. And what that means is just trying to decide, what is the property worth? How do I know what the property is worth, Julian? How do I know what to offer these people? How do I know what the cash buyers are buying the property for? This is what I mean by evaluating the property, doing your homework. So for example, let's say you find a property you want to make an offer on. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, right? It's 1,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet. And you're thinking, how do I know what to offer? What do I do? Here's the first thing you want to do. You want to find the ARV, or the after repair value of your home. How you do that is you want to find comps, comparable homes that are comparable to your home, meaning the same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms, and similar square footage, right? Same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms, similar square footage. And it also has to be within a half-mile radius of your home, half-mile. So say you're going to find 3 properties that are comps, same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms, square footage, and within a half-mile radius of the home that you want to make an offer on. Let's say that house has been completely fixed up, completely brand new, and they all sold for $100,000, right? So now you know that your home could potentially be worth $100K if it was brand new in that same condition. So now you know that your ARV, or your after repair value of your home, is $100,000, right? So that's one of the ways that you can figure out what your property is worth today in today's market. That's called your ARV. ARV. And if you have questions, guys, put your questions into the Q&A, and I'll be sure to answer those too. Also, one more important thing is going to be for your repairs. This is a big thing people always ask me. How do I know what the repairs are, Julian? How do I know what the repairs are? It's a good thing. And so here is a rule of thumb that I recommend. I'm gonna get to your question in 1 second. Rule of thumb. If it's a lipstick rehab, lipstick means it's gonna need basic things: carpet, paint, drywall fix, basic things. Call that a lipstick rehab. You want to multiply the square footage of your house by 10 to 12 bucks per square foot. All right. That's going to give you an estimated number for the repairs. Right. And I hope that makes sense. So now say you go into your home and it's going to need a little more work. It's going to need, new kitchens, new bathrooms, a new roof, things like that. Now what you want to do is multiply the square footage by 20 to 25 bucks per square foot. Right? That's going to give you, just an average. And I hope, that makes sense. Now you go into a property and it's going to need everything brand new, down to the studs, everything brand new. Square footage, multiply that by 50, 55 to 60 bucks per square foot, depending on your area. That is how I recommend you do it if you want to get just an idea, a ballpark idea of your repairs. Let's go to some questions. All right. So from Josh, do the homes you put in the contract still have mortgages on them? Good question. So some of the homes do have mortgages on them, but we don't base our offer off someone's mortgage. We come in after we do our homework, right? I just told you what the homework was. We do our homework and we make an offer based on what works for us. Every offer isn't going to work for everybody, but we do our offers. We make an offer based on our homework and what works for us. The seller either has to accept that, or they can say, you know what, this may not work for me. but we base our offers on what works for us, doing our homework. I hope that answers your question, Josh. So Mika, how much money should I have going into this? Do I cover the repairs? So you don't. I'll get into this later, but you don't need any money to actually buy the home. We'll cover that later. This is real estate wholesaling. We basically get a property under contract with the seller, and then we sell our purchase contract to the cash buyer. So you don't necessarily have to buy the property at all or cover the repairs, but I'll cover that a little more detail for you, Mika, for sure. Let's get back into it. The purchase contract, bullet number 3. This is going to make the deal go through. If you don't have a good purchase agreement and you don't know the verbiage in there, it can make things sticky for you. I have a free one that you guys can download too. But it's definitely a free contract. But I'm going to show you how to properly go over all the contract, how to fill out all the verbiage. It's a simple one-page agreement. Very, very simple to read, very easy to read. Makes people trust you as well. But again, we have a one-page agreement. I recommend you think about this. If you go to someone right now with a 10-page agreement, a 10-page contract, chances are they are not going to sign that thing. They aren't going to trust you. It's just too much information. So what we do is I use a one-page agreement. It's easy to read. It gets to the point. It spells out everything that they can understand. I've been using that for many, many years in my business, and it definitely works. So that's what I'm going to send to you guys. You guys can get it for free if you reach out to me. Negotiating to get the contract signed. Also very important. You don't want to go into a situation where you don't know what to ask people. Where you want to ask them certain questions to see if the property is available, to see if they want to sell. It's all about building some rapport with people, making a friend. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. If the person doesn't trust you, chances are that they aren't going to do any business with you. So it's about you, knowing how to speak to people, mirroring someone. If someone talks slowly, if they're an older person and you want to slow it down, and you want to talk slowly just like they are. If the person is hyper talking fast just like me and they're back and forth, you want to speed it up too. If the person is laid back, you want to lay back. It's about, mirroring people. If they have a dog in the background barking, they have a dog, you talk about that dog, build some rapport, make them trust you. That's what I recommend too. Now, selling the property for a fast profit, selling your property. When you find your cash buyers, it's about you building rapport with that cash buyer, holding their feet to the fire, and making them have some firm guidelines as well, so they can perform. Because these people will try to get over on you. They want to get a discount as well. So it's about you, using, of course, my assignment agreement that I use. We give them a certain time to close on the property. We give them a certain date to have things done, and we have certain showing times for them as well. And so once we do that, and then the best part for all of us is the closing. The closing, the buyer sends the money into the attorney or to title company. Title company then, funds the deal. They send out the money to the seller. The buyer gets a nice property, and you get that difference in the middle. So again, we aren't using any of our money. We're using the cash buyer's money to fund the deal. What we're doing as wholesalers, as a wholesale transaction, we are that middle person that gets everything done. We're the middleman, we're the point guard, we're the quarterback. So we get everything done that way. And I hope all that makes sense to everybody here that has any questions. All right, guys, so let's go over it again. So the contract with the motivated seller. Contract with the motivated seller. Let's see, here's a chat. Let me go to the chat. I think I have some more questions. All right, let me open up the chat, guys. Sorry about that. Let me see what I got here. All right, let's see, you guys. Make sure I have any questions here. Mortgages on them, ARV. All right, so let's go. So here's a contract. So a contract with the seller, right? Let's say you get a property under contract with the seller for $50,000. My contract that I use gives us 45 days typically to get it done. You can ask for more from that seller depending on what you can negotiate with that person. If the seller gives you 90 days to get a transaction done, great. That is awesome. Get as much time as you need. The more time, the merrier. But my contract gives me about 45 days to perform and get that property sold. We'll get that property bought from me and my partners. Now, a lot of people ask me, Julian, what if I can't find a buyer? What if I can't? Am I stuck with that property? Do I have to pay? And the answer is no. And my contract is set to protect me and to protect us as an investor. I have some out clauses in there that protects us. As you can see, one of the out clauses here, it says subject to partners' approval. And our partners are our cash buyers. So if for whatever reason, if something comes up and we can't perform, we can say, hey, Mr. Seller, you know what? I couldn't get this approved through my partners. Unfortunately, I hate to do this, but is there any way you can possibly, help me out on this price? I recommend you always go back and renegotiate first before you try to cancel anything. You renegotiate to get a lower price. You know what? The repairs were a little too much for me. Same way you can help me out. My first thing, always go back and to renegotiate. If you can't, then we can, back out of the contract if it came to that. If it came to that, that's absolutely the last option. If it came to that, right? And we can use this clause here in our contract as an out clause where we aren't stuck with that property. We aren't, ready to perform. We can back out. So that's something that, we always do. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And again, please ask in the chat. Feel free to ask in the chat, guys. I'm right here. Contract with my buyer. So in the last slide, we had a contract with the seller for $50,000. Now we found a buyer that can pay more. The buyer can pay $60,000, right? So now the buyer and I signed another agreement called an assignment agreement. An assignment agreement. That agreement gives the cash buyer 7 business days or 7 days to fund that deal. Fund that deal means bring the money to the closing, to the attorney, and get it done. How do you find a buyer? We'll definitely get to that. 1 second, I'm going to cover all that, I promise you. So once they get that money to the attorney, now they have to close it in 7 days, or the deal's not going to go through. And they must use cash or hard money, no bank financing. If they're an investor, a true investor, they're going to have cash or they're going to have hard money. And what hard money is basically a company or a person that lends money, but they charge super high interest for that money. So they may borrow some money, they may borrow $100,000, but the person lending them that money may charge them, high interest every month or a high monthly fee for that money, right? So they must have cash or hard money to fund that deal. Let's keep it going. Now, the closing attorney or title company. This is going to depend on what state you're located in. I'm in North Carolina, so here I have to use an attorney to close all my deals. It must be a real estate attorney that knows wholesaling, that knows investing. So what I recommend you do is to interview these people. You want to call them and say, hey, I have a property I'm interested in, but I want to do an assignment. I want to wholesale this property. Are you familiar with that, Mr. Attorney? If they say, you know what, we do them, you don't want to use them. That's a huge no-no. But if they say, we do them all the time, bring them on in. We do these every single week, every day. You want to use that person because they understand what you're doing. They understand the lingo. They understand what you want to get accomplished. They handle all the paperwork. They handle both, seller and the buyer contracts. They handle all the money. So no money comes to me or you directly. The money goes to the attorney or title company, right? They're a neutral party, so they aren't gonna, favor you, favor the seller, favor the buyer. They're gonna act as a neutral party for everybody. Their job is to get the deal done. And they'll record everything at the courthouse, so they'll do everything properly, the notarizing, the document preparation, everything that you need, and they'll disperse the funds. You don't pay for these people right up front either. They're paid at closing by the cash buyer, right? So again, you don't need any money to pay these attorneys or title companies. They're paid at closing by the cash buyer. That's very important. People always ask me, Julian, do I pay this attorney? I don't have an attorney. I don't have a title company. I'm in North Carolina. I use a real estate attorney to close my deals. You may be in Texas, you may be in Georgia, Florida, you may be in Texas, California, Oregon. See what you use to close deals. Find someone that you trust, and go from there. All right. So the two ways to get paid, which is the big thing, paid in this business. We have an assignment and we have double closing or double escrow. So an assignment agreement is basically whenever you have a contract with your seller, contract with your buyer, and you basically sell your contract to that cash buyer. You aren't closing on a property, you have no money involved, you're just assigning or selling your contract to that buyer. This is important. We don't sell houses, realtors sell houses. What we do is basically assign our contract to the cash buyer. That's all we do. I can't hear your background, Hannah. So listen, I can't hear you guys, so you guys can definitely hear me, but I cannot hear your background. So I hope I'm doing anything crazy over there. Okay, Bradley has a question. For attorneys, why do you have to trust them? Good, great question. Great question. So when it comes to your attorney, title company, because listen, if you have someone, an attorney who does civil cases, if they do divorces, if it's your cousin, if they don't understand real estate lingo, the real estate, how to do title searches, if they don't understand, if they just know go to a bank, get a loan, buy a house. If they're traditional, most times they aren't going to understand what you're trying to accomplish because they do it the traditional way. A lot of us go to traditional churches or whatever you believe in, traditional everything. It's just done certain ways over time, but things change. And as an investor, it's important that you trust the person that's handling your transaction to get it done smoothly and to get it done efficiently. So that's why I want you to interview people and to trust that they can get it done for you. You don't want to go to your cousin, to your or to someone your grandma knows. You want to go somewhere where other people go. They can get it done efficiently. They can get it done the right way, and explain things to you and to your buyers if they have to. Right. So I hope that makes sense. So back to my double close. Assignment is basically when you're assigning your contract to that end buyer. No money's involved. A double close is typically used whenever you can potentially make a lot more money. So if you had a deal where you can make 25, 30,000, $50,000, most people recommend double closing. Think, oh, I don't have any money, Julian. I can't do that. True. You don't have any money to, but what you can do is use transactional funding or use hard money if it came down to it. But I don't really want to go into that. We're going to stick to assignments. But a double close is really when you call somebody or company and say, "Hey, I have a property. I'm need a double close on it. I'm needing to borrow $100,000 for the next 2 hours," and they'll fund that deal for a fee, either 1 or 2 points right up front. So it may be more expensive, but they can get it done. Um, you can possibly make a whole lot more money for a double close. But right now, we're going to focus on assignments. All right, let's keep going. My computer is lagging some, so if you can't if you can't see me, let me know. The closing process. Again, let's make sure that everybody understands this, right? You have a contract with your seller for $50,000. On paper, you aren't giving anybody any money, you aren't using any money. It's on the paper, on the contract. You then find a cash buyer that'll pay you 60,000 for that same property. Again, it's on paper. You take both the pieces of paper, one with the seller, one with the buyer, to the attorney or title company to close the transaction. It's called opening escrow and checking title, right? They begin title work. What that means is that they're going to check for any judgments, any liens, any mortgages, anything owed against that property. Once the property is all clean and clear, they'll call you back and say, hey, Julian, you know what? The property is good to go. Closing is next Tuesday at 2 p.m. What I do then, I then tell my buyer, hey, Mr. Buyer, closing is at 2:30 next Tuesday. Hey, Mr. Seller, closing is at 2 p.m. next Thursday. So you want your seller to come in first to sign the paperwork. You want your buyer to come in and send money afterwards. All right. Whenever the money's sent to the attorney is then going to fund the deal or disperse the funds. What that means is that the buyer is going to get a property, the sellers are going to get a house, going to get his money, and you're going to get that middle difference in there. That's all it is. So again, here it is. Seller gets 50,000. The buyer gets the property he can fix and flip for the rest of his life or rent it out with his family. And you get 10,000 in the middle. Again, you use none of your money, guys. I want to be clear. None of your, let's answer some questions here. Is it our responsibility or come up with the contract? So I have a contract that you guys can use as a one-page agreement. It's what I use in my business right now. I'm not sure if you reach out to me or you go to my link, my Instagram bio or TikTok, you can get my free contract. But if not, reach out to me here, right? And I can get it to you. I'll get it all to you guys. Yep. So I'll go over the contract with the seller and the buyer. Yep, Josh. So a blind HUD, Josh, so a double escrow or a double close can sometimes be replaced as a blind HUD, but a blind HUD is specifically when your attorney only gives one side of the agreement. So they'll give a seller side that covers all the seller's information. The seller's going to get seller's fees and everything. That goes to the seller. The buyer side will include your fee, your assignment fee, what the buyer is going to pay. So it's the same document, but it's split up to only show one side for the seller, one side for the buyer. That is a blind HUD. And I do those a lot. Some attorneys will do them, some won't. It's Mika. So in case you walk away with 1,000, no. So in that case you walk away with $10,000 in that example, and I'll show you some examples that I've done. So good question, Crystal Burton. So attorneys have different prices. So for the most part, what I found is that attorneys are going to charge anywhere between $900. It could, if it's an easy, smooth transaction, have to do a lot of paperwork. It can go up to $1,800, depending on where you are too. Right. So I would recommend you ask them, what their fees are too. That's what I recommend you do. All right, and I'm gonna come back to you, Andy, for sure. I definitely need a contract to buy with the sellers. You also have a contract with. So I do have a contract with the buyer and the seller, Hannah Redwood. But if you go to my link in my bio on Instagram or TikTok, you will see the link to my free contract with my seller. But I also do have a contract with the buyer that I'll reach out. All right, so here's a question. So make sure I understood correct. The seller contract would be the lower amount, correct? So if you have a contract with the seller, it's going to be your responsibility to negotiate to find a motivated seller. You negotiate a low price with that seller, get it on a contract for as low as possible or whatever is going to be beneficial for the both of you, right? You then find you a buyer who will pay more for the same property in that area. That is it. You play matchmaker, you put them together. That's, again, you don't buy the property. You simply match the people together and you get it done that way. All right, Ms. Lewis, should I ask title company up front? Are they familiar with wholesaling? Absolutely. You want to ask them up front. You want to say, hey, you know what? I have a property I want to assign. It's going to be a wholesale transaction. Are you familiar with the process? Definitely ask them that. Definitely, 100%. 100%. To the chat. Yeah, Todd. I'll tell you what, Todd. I don't know if you have my Instagram, buddy, but go to my Instagram or put your email into the chat, Todd, and I'll get it to you. Use my contract. Let's keep going. All right, guys, so here's an actual property that I signed that we did not too long ago, actually. Listen, you can look up the address. It's 528 Waddell Drive. My contract price was $40,000. I found a cash buyer that could pay more for that property. He paid me $58,000 for that same property that I had a contract for 440. This happened in 15 days. Is this typical? No, but it's happened in 15 days. You can see down here, my company, Elite Capital. This is the closing statement. We took home $18,000, guys, in 15 days. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you honest to God truth. Right? This is 15. We took home 18 grand. See if you got any more questions. Is it realistic that sellers sell the house that low? So good question. So he asked the good question. Is it plausible that people will sell houses for that low? I'm showing you what we just did, right? We made $18,000. $18,000. And ask yourself, why would someone sell a property for that amount? Why? And so here's what I would tell you. Here's what I always tell people. If you're gonna go into a shoe store and you want to buy you a nice pair of shoes in Finish Line, right? Summer, if you could write down these addresses, these email addresses for me, Summer, if you don't mind, to screenshot it for me or something. But listen, so if you're gonna go to Finish Line, every pair of shoes in Finish Line is gonna be for sale. Everything is for sale in Finish Line. But you want to find you a deal. You want to find you a discount, right? You want to save some money. So you're looking for the clearance rack. Where's that clearance rack going to be? Is it going to be out with everything else, or is it going to be off in the corner back where you have to really look for it? It's going to be off in the corner. So what we want to do, the same thing with houses. We want to look for houses that are on sale, not for sale, right? Say this again. We want houses that are on sale and not for sale. How do we find houses that are on sale? We're looking at clearance rack. But for real estate, our clearance rack is not going to be with the realtor. It's not going to be on the market. That's going to be for sale. We want on sale. So our clearance rack is going to be this. Get your pencil and paper ready. Write this down. This is going to be our clearance rack. Pre-foreclosures. Meaning someone can't afford a house. They're going to lose a house to the bank. We're going to look for vacant properties. We're going to look for absentee. Absentee means someone owns a property, but they live somewhere else. So you may own a property in Charlotte, but you may live in Tennessee. You may own a property in South Carolina, but you live in Texas. So that's an absentee owner. I'm going to go over it again. Pre-foreclosure, absentee, vacant, probate. Probate means someone passed away and the property went down to the siblings and it has to be sold. An inherited property. So these are things that we look, this is our clearance rack. And I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. This is our clearance rack. Let me see if I'm missing some questions. Let's go to the Q&A. Thanks, Hannah. How do you feel about getting your own real estate agent to help you with the process? So Dana Thomas, and to be honest, and not to bash, agents are a good thing, but the average agent does not understand investing. The average agent doesn't understand real estate wholesale. They just don't understand wholesaling. They don't understand what an investment looks like. For the most part, most agents are going to want to sell a property for the highest value, which is fine. But when it comes down to investing, what if an agent comes across the property where it's completely run down, where the windows are broken and needs to be, completely rehabbed? That property won't sell in the market for the highest price. What if someone is in pre-foreclosure where they're going to lose their house next week? They call an agent. Agent has to list it, has to wait for buyers to come in, or they can call me and get it done quickly. We're essentially a pawn shop for houses. We're a pawn shop for houses. Why would someone take a diamond ring or a gold watch to a pawn shop? Because they know that they aren't going to get full value. They know this. So they rather call me. to get it done quickly and get the cash that they need. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. We are a pawn shop for houses. We solve people's problems. If someone has a headache and I have a Tylenol, they're gonna come running to me with to solve their problem, right? But I know I'm rambling, guys. Let's keep it going. Let me tighten up a little bit. I'm gonna get to the cash buyers. I promise you. I promise you. Great question, guys. We're gonna get to that. Do I need money to do this business? You don't need money to buy the house. The answer is no. But you do need money for the marketing. You do need money to find these people. You need money to buy the software, to buy the list, to put gas in your car. You do need money to, for your phone to call these people. So you do need some money. But do you need money to buy the property? The answer is no. I want to be very clear. This is probably one of the most asked questions I get. Do I need money, Julian? I don't have any money. I don't have good credit. You don't need credit. You need zero credit. But you do need money for marketing, right? And you can start with the gas money, guys. Start with gas money. Now, the best ways to find houses and to find leads. I already went over driving for dollars. You can look for distressed houses, distressed properties. Look for those. Cold calling. Again, you want to find a list of properties and you want to cold call. Basically, what you would do is, call a number and say, hey, this is Julian. I was calling you about a property over on 123 Main Street. I wanted to see if you will maybe consider an offer. Cold calling. Text messaging. And what I always do, the system that I use, I'm gonna give you guys this, for free right now. You can get a 7-day free trial for 7 days if you don't already have it. If you go to jewpropertydata.com, it's the software that I use in my business today to find all my lists, to find list of pre-foreclosures, list of vacant, list of absentee, list of everything. But if you go there, you're gonna get a 7-day free trial to try it out. And I actually show you, what it looks like, guys, for sure. All right. So this is PropStream. It logged me out. But let's try it again. It logged me out, and let me show you what it looks like. This is where I get all my information, and my computer hope it doesn't. Perfect. Here we go. So let's say you in Austin. Let's go to Austin, Texas. I don't know Austin, Arkansas. Let's go to Austin, Texas. Right. Any more questions popped up in here? So this is going to answer your question right here. How do you know what homes are going through probate and the pre-foreclosure? Perfect. So you're going to go and get your free trial of PropStream. You're going to go to jewpropertydata.com, jewpropertydata.com. And this is, look, you can click here, right? Go to your drop-down filter. It gives you a list of vacant properties, properties with liens, pre-foreclosures, bank-owned properties, high equity. Look at this, free and clear, divorce, bankruptcy, tax delinquency. Everything you want is right. It's easy. It's right here. This is what I use in my business, right? So let's say I want to pull a list of vacant houses. I'm going to click on vacant. And now what it's doing now, let me go so you can see. What it's doing now is giving me a list of vacant. I'm going to show you what I would do. You can go down and filter exactly what you want with these filters over here. You can filter exactly what you want, get as specific as you want, right? And let's say you get done with all your filtering, right? Let's say you get done with your filtering and you come down here and you keep going. You want to go to individual, and you can play with all these things, guys, on PropStream. Again, jewpropertydata.com. And I'm just telling you some things that I do. And once you get done filtering, what you can do is come over here. You can see there's a list of 417 properties after I filter. This is specific to what you want. It's powerful. You can filter down a list of vacant properties. If you want to do it by bedroom, you can do it by bedroom, bathroom, the year built, any equity, whatever you want to do. So now you have a specific list that you can target. You can either send them some direct mail. You can cold call these people, text these people. Let's just click on this property address, right? Let's click on one and see what it gives you. All right. So it gives you the person's first name, last name, the mailing address. Um, you can go find comparables. It gives you some photos of the property. It gives you a lot of information that you can make a decision, and you can see, what it could potentially, what the information is on it. Right. So it gives you some information. Missed the first 15 minutes. Listen, I may be recording it, so I'll send some information out to everybody who's been on here for sure. So don't feel bad if you missed it. Let me see if we got some more questions. Clee, if everyone's using the same platform, there's a lot of competition. It's competition everywhere. Competition everywhere. But the thing is this: if everybody's using PropStream, is there competition? Yes. Is there competition at your job? Yes. But if you understand how to find these people, if you understand what you're looking for, there's hundreds of millions of properties in the US, millions of properties. So the chances, I've been doing this business for a long time. Charlotte is a huge market. There's tons of people here, tons of money, lots of people that have hedge funds. I've ran this competition probably twice in probably 6 years, twice. So I challenge you to do, Clea. I challenge you to get out of that mindset of competition. It's everywhere. If you go to your store, right, it's going to be tons of beer with the same aisle, tons of bread. But if you understand how to own your craft and be good at what you do, good at negotiating, good at building rapport, just be yourself. People will rather sell to someone that they know, like, and trust, rather someone coming in and just being a fast talker, city slicker, right? So they're going to be able to trust you, and they want to be able to trust you. So again, and I just want to say, guys, make sure you understand your craft. You learn, and competition is everywhere, but don't worry about it. I believe in reciprocity. I believe in reciprocity. But let me keep going. So, listen, gives you tax information, gives you everything that you need to know about a property anywhere. So it's very, very powerful, guys. This is what PropStream can do. I use it every day in my business. And look at this. The person that owns this property owns $10 million worth of property right here. He owns 44 properties. So chances are he may want to sell one of these. He may have a tenant that's not paying rent. Reach out to him. Hey, Mr. Seller, would you consider an offer on this property? Maybe motivated, he could not be, but who knows? We only will know once we go after it, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going, guys. All right. So finding the person's contact information. This is a very, very important. So after you find a property that you want to go after, whether it's driving for dollars or whatever you do, however you find it, you now need to find their information. There's free ways to do this and there's paid ways to do this. I started out, I couldn't afford to pay for anything. So I had to really, do Facebook, do some creative things. I'm going to give you some sites, guys. Here's the free way. Write this down. You can go to fastpeoplesearch.com, truepeoplesearch.com. So once you go to PropStream, once you put in their information, it's going to give you their first and last name. You can go here to truepeoplesearch.com and put in their first name, last name, city, and state. Click search. It's going to give you some information. So for people that could be the owner of that property, could be the owner. It's not always accurate, but it could be the owner. Let's see. Are we using pictures in the PropStream term? No, so we don't use pictures. I'll get into that too. We're going to make sure we do all that. But fastpeoplesearch.com is a free way. Now, what I do in my business, I use batch leads. You can also use Ben Verify. It's a little bit cheaper. I think it's about $100 for the year. But batch leads, you can try that 7-day free trial again. They give you 5,000 free leads to just try it out. But they're going to charge you about 14 to 20 cents per return record. So if you get a list of 30, 40 houses that you found, they're going to charge you, about 14 to 20 cents per record. They give you good data. I use this in my business every single week. And again, when you call these people, here's exactly what I would say. Listen, I would say, hey, Clee, this is Julian, sir. I'm so sorry to bother you. I was calling about a property. I think it was on Main Street. Maybe you think it was 123 Main Street. I was just wondering, would you maybe consider an offer on that property, sir? That's exactly what I would say. The same tonality. I'll kind of stutter a little bit. Here we go again. Hey, Clee, this is Julian, sir. I'm sorry to bother you. I was calling you about a property over on 123 Main Street. I'm not sure if you're the owner or not, but would you consider an offer, sir? That's exactly what I would say. Listen, man, I'm telling you guys too much information, man. But listen, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. That's exactly what I would say. But listen, get the address. Go to batchleads.io/Julian. Get your free trial and get your 5,000 free records. I'm telling you. Listen, man. You can do this anywhere in the United States of America, right from your home, from the computer. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be there. Making offers to your sellers. This is what people have been asking me. Making offers. How do I know what to offer, Julian? The very first thing we're going to look for making an offer is the motivation. Why is that person selling the house? Why? Do they need to sell it? Do they want to sell it? I want to sell my car for $80,000, right? I want to, go to Jamaica tomorrow. I want to, do a lot of things, right? But do I need to? Do you need to sell it? Or do you want to see what you can get? In this business, we look for people that need to sell, properties that are on sale. That's the first thing. If the person is not motivated, this may not be a good lead. If they need to sell, you want to build some rapport. Hey, I see you have why are you looking to sell it? What's going on with it? Right? You want to do that. If they have a cat running around, you want to, build some rapport. Talk about the cat. Talk about coronavirus. That's a good way to be. Talk about, the mask. Talk about anything you see that you can relate to that. If they're older, you want to talk slower. You want to slow it down, and you want to talk like this if they're an older person. If they're young, you may want to talk a little fact. You may want to talk about sports, Carolina Panthers. Speed it up. Mirror that person. Build some rapport. Also, you want to understand your max allowable offer, or your MAO, right? Understand your numbers. Understand the repairs. Understand what the property, is worth. Understand what you can offer that person. All right. So that's very, very important. But you can understand. Thank you, Ms. Miller. So listen, I'm gonna give you this too, right? I know I've been speaking for a long time, but listen, you can go get for those of you who are asking about my one-page contract, here's the site. You can go to mysellercontract.com/1-page right now. You can get it, download it, come straight to your inbox or to your spam. But listen, go to mysellercontract.com/1-page. And listen, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here's the way to find your MAO, or your max allowable offer. Is your pen and paper ready? Ready? Finding your MAO, or your max allowable offer. You remember that property you found and it was worth $100,000? That's your ARV. Take your ARV, multiply your ARV times 0.70. 0.70. That's going to give us $70,000. So what we just did, we just backed out 30% from that ARV. That 30% represents our cash buyer's profit. So we want to think about our cash buyers first. We want to make sure that we look out for their profit because they're our customer. Look out for their profit first and foremost. So we back out their 30% profit. Now we're at $70,000. Follow along. 100,000 times 0.70 gives us $70,000. Now, our property needs some repairs. Follow that same formula that I gave you earlier, if you were paying attention. Let's say our property is going to need $25,000 in repairs. So now, 70,000, we're going to take away 25 from that 70. That's going to leave us, I think, 45. Yeah, 45,000. Now, that $45,000 is what a cash buyer would pay for that property. I'm gonna say it one more time. That $45,000 is what a cash buyer would pay for that property. But now, wait a minute, you got to make some money too. You got to get paid. Let's say you want to make 5,000. You back out 5,000 from the 45,000. You left with 40. That $40,000 is your MAO, or your max allowable offer. That is the most money you can offer that seller and still make 5,000 on that assignment agreement. I hope y'all follow me. See if I got any questions in here in the chat. But that 40,000 is your MAO, your max allowable offer. That is the most money that you can offer that person. All right. And again, so what you want to do when you go to make that offer, you want to do this. You always want to start lower. Hey, Mr. Seller, you know what? We're paying between 30 and 35,000 in this area. Is that going to work for you? Always start lower, because if you start low, it's easy to come up, but it's hard to go down. So you can come up to your MAO. So start lower, and then you can come up if you have to. So that's like understanding your number, your MAO. Look for motivation, build rapport, and you can make an offer that way. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Almost got it. Almost to the end, guys. I hope you get some good information. If you get some good information, let me know, man. Type in the chat. Let me know if it's making sense to you at all. How do you get paid? How do you get paid? Finding your cash buyers to assign your deals. A lot of you are asking about how do you find cash buyers. So I'm going to cover it right now. I'm going to cover it right now. Finding cash. Listen, get your pen and paper ready for this too. How do you find cash buyers? What you're going to do, you're going to go to PropStream. Matter of fact, let me go back to PropStream. Let me show you some PropStream too. Come on now. Don't act up on me. It's like, listen, I'll go back to it in a second. You can go to your local courthouse. Every month, the courthouse has auctions where they have pre-foreclosure, they have foreclosure auctions, they have tax auctions where people are bidding on these properties cash. They're bidding cash at these courthouse auctions. You can go in and say, hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, I see you just building this property over on Main Street. If you're interested, I have another property on that same street. I'd love to show it to you. Get their information. Get their information. And you want to do that. Let's go back to PropStream. I'm going to show you how to find more cash buyers. Let's click out of this. Right? Let's say we're back in Austin. This drop down filter. Listen, there's a tab right here. Where is it? Right here for cash buyers in Austin. Now look at this. Based on, let me clear it out. Based on how you filter cash buyers, based on how you filter, you can find cash buyers in Austin or wherever. They give you the information for it's here. And again, it doesn't give you it gives you, I got 30,000 people who bought properties cash here, right? Check this out. Look, cash sale, boom. You bought it in 2005, cash. It gives you the owner's name, owner's information. What you can do is skip trace the people. You can go to batch, you can go to true people search and skip trace the people the same way to get their information. The same way. This is a good way to find cash buyers. Great way to find cash buyers. Right? You can also put out bandit signs. You can put out bandit signs. You can put out you can go to Lowe's, or you can write house for sale, asking $50,000 worth $125. Put it in front of the Lowe's right where everybody can see it. It's gonna get eyeballs. If anybody sees a house that's worth $125, but you're asking $50, they can make some money. There's plenty of money out here. So always do that. Always, put out what you know, and many ways to find buyers. Again, PropStream to find buyers. You can go to courthouse auctions. You can do bandit signs, local meetups. This, put it on Facebook, networking. Different things to find cash buyers, guys. They're everywhere. Buyers are everywhere. Let's get through this thing. So listen. So let me go back. So imagine learning this. Listen, imagine learning this strategy, guys, of wholesaling. Imagine doing this 1 time, 2 times a year. Right? There was no job on this earth that's gonna say, you know what, I think you've been a great employee. I'm gonna pay you extra 10 grand this year. It's not gonna happen. It's not. If it listen, as a matter of fact, try it Monday. Go to your manager's office and say, you know what, I want to make extra 10 grand, like 10 grand this month. Can you help me do that? They're gonna laugh at you. Imagine if you get good and you do 1, 2, 3 days a month. That's life changing. That's 20, 30 grand a month. That's life changing. Is it easy? No. Is it possible? Yes. This is a very simple business, but it's not easy. It's not easy. You have the ability to control your income. I'm telling you what I've done. I do it. I've done it. I left. Listen, I'm never going to go into a job again. I went the school route, college route. My degree is wasted. I'm never going to use it again. Listen, my degree is used as a background for my YouTube studio. Is it possible to make 5, 10? I just told you that I made 18 grand on one deal in 15 days. Right? I don't flash the money, like, I don't, that's not my personality, but I've done it. Tell you what I do, right? You have the ability to change your life if you learn this skill. You can do this for the rest of your life, not just this year, not next year. Once you learn it, you cannot unlearn it. It's just like a shirt. If you stretch that shirt out far enough, the collar of your shirt, it's never going to go back. The same way with your brain. Information, you're never going to, you can use this over and over and over and over. Remember, you don't need any credit, no money. Well, you need marketing money, but absolutely zero credit. You don't buy the property. You don't need a license except for in Illinois. But again, do this right from your home anywhere, guys. I'm telling you what I do. I'm telling you what I do, not what I read in the book. I'm telling you what I do. So again, and what I want to, what I want to offer you guys, listen, I put a course out. I wasn't going to do this, but a lot of people have been asking me, Julian, what can I do? I want to learn this stuff, Julian. So what I've done, listen, I've screen recorded exactly what I do, step by step by step in my business. Exactly what I do, my contract, how to fill out my contract, how to find cash buyers, how to fill out my purchase contract, my assignment contracts, everything. Literally step by step by step. How to find, everything. And I also show you this too. Any more questions? I got any? Hold on. Any more questions? Listen, I'm telling you, man, what I do. Do you need LLC? You don't. You can do this in your personal name. Unless you're doing multiple deals per year, I don't recommend you get an LLC. But I took the time out and I screen recorded and I went back into my old self and I actually thought, what if I needed some help? And what would I want to know if I were brand new again? And so I went back into that mode and I sat down and I did everything, and I really went back into it. And I want to help everybody. So here's what I'm offering you guys. I'm telling you, this isn't just, it's really what I want to do. And here's some bonuses too. I'm giving you, all my templates, all my content. I'm giving you everything. And that value is almost $500, man. My cold calling script my team uses to call people, how to analyze, how to make offers, how to do everything that I do in my business that help me leave a job, that help me learn how to create my own time, how to be free. This is what I've done. And listen, could you do it by yourself? Yes, you can do this by yourself. You don't need me. But what you're going to miss out on so much time, opportunity. What would you lose? Imagine if someone calls you right now and you can make 5 grand on a deal, but you don't know what to say to that person. You don't know what to ask them. You don't know what to look for, right? You don't even know how to fill out a contract or the verbiage in the contract. And now you just miss out on $5,000. I've done that. I lost $8,000 because I didn't know what to say. I don't want that to be any of you guys, man. But listen, I don't want you spending money on marketing, just spending money on cold calls, spending money on this list, buying this software. Don't do that. Let me help you do what I've done. Learn from my mistakes and my failures. Learn from what I did, right? Listen, man, it's gonna hurt whenever you get a deal and you spent all this time driving around and all this time skip tracing people, and somebody calls your phone, and now they want to sell it, but now you don't know what to say, right? And now you're trying to call me. I, I'm busy running my own business, and now you're going to DM me, Julian, can you help me? Listen, is it worth you losing 5 grand, or would you rather learn from somebody else's mistakes now to learn in the future? So here's what I'm offering you guys. I want you to go to internetwholesaling.com/learn right now. I'm telling you, internetwholesaling.com/learn. You're gonna get one-on-one with me. What I've showed, what my 16 videos, step by step by step, 16 videos, 16 modules. And once you do purchase it, send me a screenshot. We hop on a 30-minute Zoom call after you to make sure I answer all of you guys' questions. I'm telling you, go right now, internetwholesaling.com/learn. And let me show you exactly what you, listen, let me show you this. Check this out. This is exactly what it is, guys. This is what the courses are. I'm showing you, listen, I'm showing you everything. I'm going into detail on all these things. Module 2, sourcing the properties. I'm showing you how I source the property, where I go. I'm showing you exactly what I do and what I look for. Showing you everything. Cold calling, texting. Module 3, driving for dollars. Module 4, direct mail. Module 5, the system I use, the cold call. What I use the cold call, right? I'm literally screen recording everything for you. The best way is to find the sellers. See, I'm showing you, I'm holding your hand on everything. Holding your hand, guys. How to find sellers anywhere in the USA, anywhere. I'm breaking it down, showing you exactly how to filter in PropStream. Check this out, man. How to complete the purchase contract, which is going to be very important. How to do your purchase contract. See, I'm showing you everything that I use in my one-page agreement, everything. I'm screen recording. I'm talking to you. I'm walking you through how to find cash buyers. What people have been asking me tonight, how to find cash buyers. I'm showing you how to filter through these things. Let me keep going. I'm going to show you, make sure I give you the most value. How to complete your assignment agreement. All right. So this is between you and the cash buyer. Walking you through that. Title company. I actually called title company live. I made a live call to them so you can see exactly how to interview these people. Listen. Listen. I ain't want to show you no more, man. I can't give you. Listen. A lot of people telling you what they do. I'm telling you how I run my business. How to hire your first virtual assistant. Whenever you start growing, how to hire people, right? How to conduct market research. How do you know who has the most cash transactions? How do you know what market you want to go into? This is what I want to show you guys. No payment plan. I don't have a payment plan, but listen, I'm gonna show you the site again, but I just want to show you that I'm giving value. I'm not just trying to say, listen, I want your money. I'm giving you value. I don't know most people that'll walk you through everything. And the good thing, listen, I'm gonna be up as I go. I'm gonna be updating this as I go. Once you do purchase, send me a screenshot, and we'll set up a 30-minute Zoom call after you buy, so I can answer any questions that you have. Right? How to use my CRM. So our CRM is a customer relationship manager. How to keep up with all your leads. Right? I'll show you how to set it up so you never lose track of a lead ever again. Set up everything for you guys. What is a HUD transaction? So this is what you will get after you close the deal. What would it look like? Additional documents. I'm giving you my purchase contract, my cold calling script, my productivity sheet, assignment agreement, my phone call, my voicemail script, my rehab estimate, how to do everything. Listen, now I know a lot of people don't want to, think I may be just, up here talking the big game and all this stuff. But listen, I'm telling you what I do in my business. I've been doing this since 2014. I'm on Instagram. I'm posting you what I do. I'm on Snapchat. I'm posting what I do, showing you the proof. I don't work a job anymore, thanks to real estate. I probably would never go to a job again. All right. I'm looking to, to I started out doing this, but now I buy rental properties, I fix and flip. I'm looking for, creative ways to buy. I do everything now. But I started out learning this way. And again, imagine if you do 2 deals this year, make an extra $10,000. Tell me a job right now that you can make 10 grand in the next two months. Tell me. I don't know any. I don't know any. Let me go to some questions now. I've been talking your guys' head off. No payment plan, but listen. Here's a question. What would you say is a time investment and how long? So if I would say, listen, what you want to do, guys, if this isn't a get rich quick scheme, I would say expect to get traction. It's going to take you about 30 to 45 days to get traction in your business, depending on how consistent and how diligently you work before you get traction. That's what I recommend. How do pay Uncle Sam? So what you can do, so this business, this income is taxed as personal income. Depending on where you go, ask your tax person, but be personal income. I put aside 20% to pay, the government at the end of the year. So I'll be doing that really soon. Going to get everything straightened out. But listen, everything is legal. You pay, Uncle Sam. Nothing is, done illegally. Nothing. Let's go to some questions. Here. I'm answering everyone. Can we have end of the week to purchase? Yeah. So listen, if you guys go to internet wholesaling.com/learn, write it down. It's still going to be up. But listen, anybody can do this business. Just about you being consistent, understanding what you want. Some people want to work a job and just go to a job and come home, and that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, so listen, so 5,000 in 10 months. 5,000 is a very, very low number. It's a very low number. Listen, I just showed you where I made 18,000 in 15 days. You can do whatever you want to do. It's about how diligent, how consistent you are. This is a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more leads you're gonna get. The more leads you get, the more offers you're gonna make. The more offers you make, the more money you're gonna make. So that's what it comes. This is really a lead in a people business. So I gave you a really low ball number, right? It took me, my first deal happened by accident. 2015 happened by accident because I didn't take it serious. But when I got serious, my life changed, right? Life changed. Would you say 5 to 10? Listen, you can easily do this business 5 to 10 hours a week. It can be done, Nicole. It can be done. If you're working a full-time job, if you want to, if you want to drive around, call people, this can be done 5 or 10 hours a week for sure. I was doing that. Definitely. And again, listen, man, people ask me all the time, how can I just broke everything down for you. I broke everything down. So after PropStream is over, after that trial is over, it's going to be $97 per month after it's over. So if you want to use that trial, use the first couple of days. Listen, go through and cancel it. Go through and cancel it. But PropStream is $97 per month after the trial, right? So I'll have that price for at least for another couple of days, guys, for sure. But listen, the price is good for now, so don't worry about that. Nicole, so would you say this is a weekly time investment and for how long? Yes, I would do it. I do it daily, right? If you work a full-time job, I used to take calls on my lunch break. I used to go on my lunch break and call people and, voicemail and text messages. It really depends on what kind of person you are. This can be done part-time. No doubt about it, it can be done part-time. All right. So the prices are going to be the same, Crystal. Price is going to be this. I'm not going to say, oh, the price is now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep the price the same for, if it does change, I'll let everybody know. But it's going to be the same for now. So don't worry about the price. Listen, and so I'm just saying, man, there is no other job, legal business in this world that you can do this. None. If you know about a business the way you can make $5 grand a month, 10 grand a month, 100. I know people doing 100 grand a month. I'm not doing that. I don't care to have a huge team. I know people doing 100 grand a month easily because they have a team in place. I know it's possible. I pay thousands a year for my education. I'm still learning, right? I still hire mentors. I don't know everything, but I know more than I know more than 90% of people. But I still read, I still learn, I still do these things, man. But again, internet, let me put it back. Here's the website, internetwholesaling.com. Check it out, guys. I'm telling you. Get some hands raised. No problem. No problem. I have a degree and I'm not using it. It's sad. I have a degree, but I'm not using it. LLC. No, don't need LLC. Here's a question, Miss Thomas. Do you worry about the earnest money to sellers? So I do pay earnest money. So in my contract, I have earnest money deposit of $10. I pay that to them if I have to back out of the contract. But if I don't back out of the contract, then I don't ever pay it. I don't ever pay it. And they never come back at me about anything. Another example, same technique. What do you mean another example, Hannah? Hannah Redwood. Another example of what, Hannah? I didn't see the question, sorry. But guys, ask away. Ask away. I'm going through all my questions. Can you fill up the contract request and see where exactly things belong? So listen, yeah, I'm doing that in the course. I'm going through everything in my course, exactly how to fill out the contract, what goes where, the price, where your name goes, everything. How about if a seller tells us I can buy the property? What if somebody usually sits for more than 7 days? So yeah, after well, it's not my system, but after the trial is over, it'll be $97 per month. So PropStream, if you go to jewpropertydata.com, jewpropertydata.com, and I'll go back to it. Let me go back to it. Thank you so much, Hannah. Listen, man, even if you guys don't get the course, I hope I helped you guys out tonight. I know I'm talking your head off, but listen. Again, you look for people that need to sell, not want to sell, people that need to sell. Look for motivated sellers. Motivated sellers. Yeah, you can reach out to me. Listen, man, you guys can DM me. I'm just a normal guy, man. I'm just a normal guy. Any disclosures? No disclosure. I mean, we just fill out a contract. We explain everything to them, what's going to happen. Sign a contract. This is going to go to my attorney to open the escrow, check title. If anything comes back clear, then we can go ahead and close. No, this isn't. I think you're thinking about a realtor being disclosure. So we don't disclose anything. We are coming to solve their problem. Solve their problem. In return, they're going to give us a discount on the house. A discount on the house. So listen, guys, that's really what I had to offer you guys. Listen, I thank you guys thank you for your time tonight. I know I was talking you guys head off, but I want to give you so much information that you can really learn from. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to help you. Let's see, some more questions coming in. No problem. Listen, Nicole, listen, once you guys do purchase the course, send me a screenshot. When you go through the course, we're going to go through, set up a 30-minute Zoom call where I'm going to clarify everything. I don't want you to just buy it and say, oh, he just threw me at. No. Buy the course, send me a screenshot, set up a Zoom call, because I want to make sure you guys are successful, that you guys know exactly what you're doing. All right, guys, I'm going to take a couple more questions. I'm going to get out of here. Nope. Thank you guys so much, man, for being on here. Thank you guys so much. Listen, tonight I'll be on TikTok answering DMs on TikTok, Instagram. So please feel free to reach out, guys. Thank you so much. But any more before I go? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? What email are you waiting for, Nicole? Make sure I take care of you. What email are you waiting for? Okay, here's a question. So if a seller and I agree for a home with 75,000, I don't tell the buyer 75. So yeah, so whatever you and the seller have on contract is going to be between you and the seller. Now the buyer, you're going to offer it to him at a higher price. So, and think about this: why would a buyer come to you? Because the buyer probably doesn't have the time to go find the property. He doesn't have the time or the expertise. He'd rather pay you a fee in return for you getting him that property. He can keep his business going. So it's two separate agreements there between you and the buyer, you and the seller. So Hannah, so at the end of the day, the sellers are gonna want what you want her to discuss. So if you're the seller, Hannah, and I say I'm gonna get you $10,000 for this property, if you get that person what they want, you build rapport with that person, solve their problem, get them exactly what they want. It's not gonna matter if you make a profit. We're business to make a profit. They understand that. But it's up to you to build rapport and solve their problem. So it's not gonna matter what you sell it for, as long as you solve their problem. Okay, yeah, it'll come to your email, Nicole. If not, I'll check into it now, but it'll definitely come to your email. But if you go to internet wholesaling.com, it'll come. Check your spam, Nicole. Sometimes it goes to my spam for whatever reason. I mean to your spam. But listen, guys, I'm gonna get out of here, man. So much. Again, DM me and let's work. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here now. So again, anything you want to know, DM me. But right now, I want you guys to go to internetwholesaling.com/learn. This is the price. It's gonna be that for a while. But I know I'm giving too much value for that price. I know I am. But hey, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time. Peace.